Hello, I'm Andrew.
I'm Vincent.
And we're here today with another selection of our favourite lots from the next Cheshire public auction, which is on the 14th and the 15th of June of this year. Now, one theme throughout the Great Britain section this time, we've got a marvellous array of proof and essay material. And one of my favourites, we're going to go straight in on the other camera there. It's a Queen Victoria, the 1869 sixpenny surface printed there without hyphen, and you'll notice this, it's not a completed proof because the corners and the where the plate numbers go, they're uncleared, so it hasn't had the plate circles or the check letters inserted at this point. So it's the master die. Beautiful, I think.
Isn't that lovely, actually?
Yeah, yeah.
And the great thing about proofs is pretty much the best impressions you're going to get.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the mastery of De La Rue, and it came from their Striking Books. There were a lot of the material on the market.
Yeah,
and
really
it's stunning.
Nice that. It was interesting. I believe it wasn't until around the turn of the last century that collectors started to try and collect from soup to nuts, from sketches, from proofs, from everything, rather than just trying to get one of each and obvious different colours. So yeah, there we go, a nice early one. I'm going to put something different under the camera, won't be a second. There we go. That's a very striking looking thing, and what I think is cool about this particular essay is that the frame, believe it or not, is actually from the King Edward the VII penny, which we're all used to seeing in red, and they inserted George V's portrait in there, so it's an interesting combo. And really, because they were playing around with designs, it's not a proof, technically it's an essay. So hopefully you'll like that as much as we do. Very cool thing.
There's quite a big section of the Downey heads
here
as well,
and the Downeys really are interesting. I'll pop. Okay, that's a good choice, the head. I'll pop this under the camera and I'll tell you a little bit about the Downey head. What you've got to remember is that George V was the stamp collecting king. Everybody knew he was the stamp collecting prince, and they held their breath to see what stamps would bear his image. And I think the printers and the designers were frozen in fear. And it was actually South Africa that came up with the first image of George V on a stamp, because the British couldn't get it right. And they eventually produced stamps with this head, which was universally panned and referred to as the monkey face in the press at the time. It was when portrait photography was becoming an art form in itself, and this slightly turned face was a real departure from the flat side-on images we were used to. And they didn't last very long. George V didn't like them, the public didn't like them, the press didn't like them, but they are a wonderful source of stamps because a very interesting, if short-lived, issue. I'm going to put something else under the camera now.
These are from a photograph by Downey, weren't they?
Yeah, that's it. There you've got a piece of paper with two essays, again, designs that didn't cut mustard, You can see they're both of threatenes but different colours, tet besh on the same piece of paper, and it's just wonderful to have this stuff in your collection because it shows the amount of work and trial and error that was going on to give us the stamps we that to us seem to be frozen in aspic, and we never see the work and the design trials and tribulations that go on behind an issued stamp.
It's interesting that they did values other than the issued halfpenny and penny Downey heads as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but they exist all the way up to the shilling, like the next issue.
Yeah. All right. Let's grab another one now. Another Downey. This time of a 10pence, and you can see it's got all these printers' annotations. It's actually I don't think that, yeah, that's affixed to a piece, and the piece has got the printer's annotations. Very cool, beautiful thing. And then now for something completely different. Here we have as I say, a completely different essay, where they felt minded to put George V under his image there, just in case you didn't know who the King of England was at the time. It has to our eyes, it has a colonial look about it.
It does, yeah.
Something reminiscent of something from Australia potentially, but I couldn't quite put my finger on that. It may be the actual bust, but it just shows what terrific things are available if you're looking at adding a few essays alongside final proofs to your collection. So there we go, a handful of British early essays and proofs, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at them as much as we enjoyed handling them.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Bye.